Hey there everybody, it's Gror again, and I'm going to bring you this second video of my friend Secret Ninja on No Wood. It's going to be an orc versus human, like I stated earlier. Here we go. We're having both of these players open up with a semi-standard build. Pulled a bit of, I don't know, in my opinion, I put altar. Then you pull off, you start a farm, and then you start building the barracks. Your next peasant builds the farm. This is a little bit more money, like better on money and whatnot, but this, I've seen this build too, so in my opinion, I do prefer the other builds, but we'll see. Because the fast farm here doesn't really do anything for you. It just gives you a faster farm. As you can see, the peasants are just fine in holding everything up, and he's going to go ahead and put down another farm. As you can see, this block is a bit sloppy. Barracks should have probably been placed right here, right against that tree line, then the farm next to it, just for a better block off, because I believe once this tree goes down, units will be able to fit in very freely, and that's going to be troublesome. Militia is out in scouting. Along with the peon, they are going to run into each other, so they will be able to scout the right directions. And we have an MK coming in from the human and a Blade Master coming in from my orc buddy. And it looks like this peasant is actually rallied to this other peasant here because, yeah, okay. I guess I'm going to point out some mistakes this human's doing here. He's rallying his peasants to another peasant. So let's see, he has 2 peasants right now not working. I'm not sure what the wood total is going to be here, but that's pretty huge mistake. Yeah. And he's actually going to have this third peasant also come out. And look, he's having 3 peasants speed build this tower. I guess he forgot his opponent was an orc or something, and he decided now that he's going to build the tower. I'm not really sure what this human is doing. He should just have 1 peasant on there. And then, as you can see, we have 3 peasants staring at this peasant, and we have a peasant just staring at this tower too, and he's losing major lumber production here. This is going to be pretty hectic. I mean, if he obviously is not going to go for a fast spin, he is going to go for a tech, and this is going to hurt him quite a bit. This tower is finally upgrading. As you can see, I'm sure it's because he had low lumber, and yeah, he did have low lumber, and finally he realizes, hey, my guys aren't doing any work here. Alright, now that that's out of the way, I'm going to go back here to my friend's Blade Master, and as you can see, he actually bought a circlet, crept a circlet, and now he's most likely going to move to this camp and just item whore for a bit. On the flip note here, we have the MK just taking down some green camps. This human, right off the bat, I can tell he's not very good. He's not doing any militia creeping. I mean, really, he had a very good spawn. He could have easily taken down this camp. Move to this camp. I mean, just in general, we actually have another circle drop, so this is going to be a 3rd circle on his BM. He's going to be pretty stacked at the moment, and he does go ahead and walk away. And as you can see, the tech is already coming down for the orc player, and we have, the tech's coming down for the human too. So all in all, he wasn't too hurt, but he could have gotten that tech up a lot earlier. And he's placing his lumber mill to the north of his base while all of his peasants are mining to the south, so let's hope he moves those over. Somehow I don't think he will. And we do have a bolt go off on the BM, and he is microing this footy to the back. Good job for him. And the footy was either killed by the gnolls or by his own units. I'm not 100% sure. The BM is just falling for a little bit. Windwalk is going to run out. Yes, he is going to end up running away. I believe the Mountain King is going to see him in time. Yeah, Mountain King is going to come across, and it looks like this grunt is just going to be staying with his group and seeing if a fast expo is coming, as they are very close to this gold mine. And it looks like no, that's not going to be the case. We have an attempted surround. Okay, yeah, just an attempted surround, nothing too major there, and the MK doesn't have enough mana. He's actually going to go to this green camp, this other shop here. But he's going to be sadly mistaken. He's just going to be able to buy dust. I guess he's not going to creep it. Is he going to buy dust? He buys the boots, and yes, a dust. So, good for him. And I don't believe the BM has boots. No, the BM does not get boots. So, the MK will be a little bit faster. We're having more footies pumped out. And as you can see, this lumber mill is finished, and this human is not microing these peasants there. So we have 7 peasants taking the walk of shame. It's not a very long walk, but still it is a walk compared to just placing them like right here in this gap. And they would just be like boom, 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 lumber like crazy. Wouldn't even need that many peasants on lumber, but we actually have a clarity being popped on this MK, and this orc should just be creeping. There's no point to put on a harass at level 1. He should get level 3. I know he knows better, and actually there is like a gap here that allows the MK to walk through, and I'm pretty sure maybe like right here in this farm area too. So that's pretty good for running that MK and everything back from the chasing BM. Excuse me. Never fails, always yawning. But anywho, this BM is just 1 experience shy of level 2, so let's see if he'll get that. And he's actually putting down his T2 buildings once again. I don't really like the placement on these, as I mean, really, and if you think about it, your opponent is like pretty much directly across from you. So the most obvious way of him hitting is this like area right here. You could just place your Spirit Lodge here, maybe your other building over here, pretty much just so you have time to get back and defend it. As I mean, even these burrows aren't in range to really defend these 2 T2 buildings. And as you can see, we are having a Shadow Hunter come out at tier 2. And the Blade Master does finally hit level 2, and it looks like he's going to be a little bit of a have a little creep check here. Actually, no, the MK forgot to walk over with his units, so now they're just going to be free foods for this BM. And we do get a bolt off and a nice dodge there by the BM. If you see that, if the projectile is flying towards you and you hit wind walk before the projectile hits you, you dodge it and you just get stunned. And actually, so a bit careless there. It's going to be kind of goofy if he actually loses this BM, and it looks like the MK and the footies are actually not going to hit it. And they could have probably maybe gotten that kill off just by swinging at it while it's running past, as the dust was still on the Blade Master. And by the way, for this map, humans, I wouldn't really recommend it just because of all these poison. Yeah, like almost every starting orange camp that you would do is poison-fied. So it's kind of a big letdown in that sense, but other than that, you kind of get lucky with this. If this is a Fountain of Health or a Fountain of Mana, I think the human kind of did luck out just for the fact that it was a Fountain of Mana rather than Health, just because, let's face it, that BM with the Fountain of Health is just like endless harasses, and we are going to have a bolt put down on the Grunt. It's kind of pointless bolt. He does have enough mana for another one, but he's just going to get hexed, and this army is going to quickly be diverted back, and I think it's actually going to lose a lot of its units. And we have a Spirit Link being put on the BM, so he's just going to be able to take a whole bunch of damage, and this MK is in trouble and does get hexed. A little bit of an early hex there. I mean, really, you could have... I'm assuming he could have killed this MK without it being able to teleport. Yeah, actually, this is a decent hex here, and it looks like he was trying to get busy getting the surround, and he actually doesn't get the kill. One more hit from anything would have essentially killed the MK, so maybe instead of attempting to surround it, just hit it with all of his units that he had and hope to get the kill. These footies are being chased down now, and we have a paladin out for the second hero. And, okay, another problem with this human. Why are you putting Sanctums and Going casters with an MK Paladin? You have no Brilliance Aura. You're not going to be able to keep up your